to you.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to you, Hawk Sendu. Appreciate you checking in with us live as always. All right, y'all, we're going to roll into some stories. So let's see what some of these top stories we got here today are. Let's hit this article. Apple must be stopped as Web2 firm launches 30% NFT tax. Epic Games CEO. With Apple introducing a hefty tax on NFT sales on its App Store, Tim Sweeney said the move would crush another new technology. What do you think about these platforms in general collecting that high of a fee? And how do you weigh that with the potential for mass adoption that people like to say here? Think about that as we kind of get into that article. This article by Z Wang from Decrypt. So, Apple's decision to let NFTs be bought and sold on app stores hasn't received the kind of reception that one might expect from Web3 proponents. That's because the iPhone maker has decided to charge its standard 30% commission fee on in app NFT sales, which this industry leaders say is grotesquely overpriced. Wow. OpenSea, on the other hand, charges a 2.5% commission on NFT sales, to give you some context there.
So I'm going to start at the end of this article and then bring in some numbers to make my point. So at the end of the article, it says, back in July, amid NFT bans from Microsoft, Mojang Studios, Steam, the Epic Games CEO said he believes stores and operating system makers shouldn't interfere by forcing their view onto others. We, Epic Games, definitely won't. For once in the crypto and down history, we're going to side with the government. Last week, U.S. antitrust officials asked to join in on the appeal arguments set for next month, saying that they were concerned the previous ruling had not interpreted antitrust law correctly. I could not agree more. A 30% commission violates antitrust laws and is an unfair market practice. When the hell did Apple get to decide how much tax they're going to take on the sale or transaction of an NFT? As you mentioned, Azrael, OpenSea has a 2.5% commission on NFT sales, and many of us felt that that was too high. Here comes Apple with a 30% commission. One thing about being a publicly traded company, such as Apple, is your numbers are made public every quarter. So, Apple total assets for the quarter ending June 30th, 2022 was $336 billion, a 1.96 increase year over year. But this is the number I like to pay attention to. Cash on hand. Crypto rascals, remember this. Cash on hand. It can be defined as the cash deposits at financial institutions that can be immediately withdrawn at any time, and investments maturing in 1 year or less that are highly liquid and therefore regarded as cash equivalents and reported in these near cash line items. That's the definition of cash on hand. How much cash on hand does Apple have? $48 billion. $48 billion. Why the hell does Apple need a 30% tax on NFTs? By telling startups, by telling retail investors, you must sell your NFTs through in-app purchases, limiting their functionality and disallowing them to operate outside of this kind of monopoly. Tim Cook, do better. Nobody wants an iPhone 14. When I get an iPhone 14, download OpenSea, and if I want to buy a NFT on OpenSea, I have to pay a 30% tax to you. Fuck no, bro. That is true robbery, and I side with the U.S. government and the antitrust lawyers at the branch, and honestly support and say, yeah, that's bullshit. You got, let me say that again, $48 billion cash on hand with $336 billion in assets. Let's compare their liabilities, $278 billion. So it looks like they have twice as many, almost 1.5 times the amount of assets as they have liabilities. And they also have $48 billion cash on hand and a $58 billion shareholder equity, which can be defined as the sum of preferred and common equity items. Get the fuck out of here, Apple. You're just trying to rob these companies and these people. We won't stand for it here at Crypto and Debt. Culture.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Apple may be in trouble here over the next few years. China may be shutting down on them. Tim Cook, he's gonna have to. I don't know. I don't know what he and them gonna do. I'm about to go back to an Android. That's all I know.